Sprinkles.
The train now standing at platform 4 is the 10 o'clock service for all stations to Rawtenstall, calling at First Country Park, Summerseat, Ramsbottom, Irwell Dale and Rawtenstall.
No, the tech's just gone that way.
And the cars. And they look like a GTI, but I'm not.
No, you're more.
We are at 10 o'clock, yeah?
Yeah, you're more better than GTI. Yeah, you're the ones that you can basically keep GTIs off. That's right.
I saw a sale, but I didn't realise it was there.
And it's Australia, that size.
Dada. Hello, Dada. Hello, Dada. What did you see, Dada?
Baby, baby, looks like it's your hair. Baby, baby, looks like it's your hair. What's inside, I think I got more. Jump down. Tennessee, I'm leaving immediately. Chattanooga, here I come. Pardon me, boy.
train now approaching platform 1 is the 2:21 service to Bury. Platform 1 for the 2:21 service to Bury. Any passengers travelling onwards to Hayward, please remember to change trains at Bury. Platform 1 for the 2:21 service to Bury. Next train to arrive on platform 2 will be the 2:20 service to Rawtenstall. Platform 2 for the 2:20 service to Rawtenstall.
Here's one for the dedicated to the Netherlands. There's a little Dutch mill on a little Dutch hill, where the little Dutch stars shine bright, where a little Dutch boy met a little Dutch girl by the little Dutch mill one night. Up above the Dutch moon made the scene complete. They had so much room that it really was a real Dutch treat. So the little Dutch boy and the little Dutch girl by the little Dutch hill in the little Dutch mill, and they raised themselves with a little Dutch family. So now that it ends, let's be friends and not too total strangers. No regrets, no remorse. We should part.
I've got it now. Got it. All right.
Well done.
It's bloody frustrating. So I built a fabulous garage, but it's like 1.5 garages. It's not a double, but it's a big one in that sense.
Both fitness or here we go.
I can do without my tape, cause my suits are ready-made. I can do without my landlord when my own rent is due. For my cold feet, I need heat, I can't do without you. Hey, Ray Noble, who can we get rid of the band to save some money? I think we should get rid of some of these musicians. We got too many musicians, man. Too many playing in that little box over there. I know. You make a choice, Mr. Ray Noble. Who are you gonna get rid of? Outside.
So we're going to do a song. You can all join in. Shepherd will tend his sheep, the valley will fill my head. Jesus will go to sleep in his arms of my bed. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Bluebird tomorrow. Just you wait and see.
Will you please welcome the Right Honourable Wartime Prime Minister, Mr Winston Churchill.
Good afternoon, everybody. We do hope you're enjoying yourselves at this wonderful weekend. But we must never forget the brave sacrifice that has been made and is still being made in the cause of freedom. Especially when this country stood alone against Hitler and his evil Nazi regime. When after the fall of France, they were only 20 miles away across the English Channel, when Hitler looked across and he said to Hermann Goering, "We shall land on British soil." What he hadn't anticipated was the bravery of our fighter pilots and the wonderful Spitfires and Hurricanes. Let's give them a big round of applause. The gratitude of every home in our island, in our empire, and indeed throughout the world, goes out to the British mermen who, undaunted by odds, unwearied in their constant challenge and mortal danger, turning the tide by the World War, never in the field of human conflict. There's so much owed by so many to so few. I would now like to recall for you an extract from the Battle of Britain speech, which I broadcast to the nation during this country's darkest hour, to stiffen the resolve to fight on. I speak to you as your Prime Minister, and above all, the cause of freedom. We are now threatened with a planned invasion by the Nazi tyranny. We will not yield to Hitler's greed for world domination. So now it's come to us to stand alone in the breach and face the worst a tyrant can do. We are ready to defend our native land from the invasion by which it is now threatened. Shielded by our navy, our airmen from above, we await undismayed by the impending invasion. Perhaps it might come tonight. Perhaps it might come next week. Perhaps it may never come. But be the ordeal long or short, we shall seek no terms. We shall seek no parley. Hitler has not yet been withstood by a country with a willpower equal to his own. We shall defend every village, every town, every city. We'd rather see London laid in ruin than tamely submit and be enslaved. I am bound to state such facts and inform our people of our intentions, and thus reassure them around us. You ask, what is our aim? I can answer in one word: victory. Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of all terror. Victory, however long and hard the road may be, for without victory there is no survival. The Battle of France is over, and the Battle of Britain is about to begin. Soon the whole fury and might of the enemy will be turned upon us. We have before us an ordeal of the most grievous kind. We have before us many, many long months of struggle and of suffering. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears and sweat. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight on the seas and the oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and with growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. Upon this battle depends the future of all civilization. Upon it depends our own British life, and all that Britain is, and all that Britain means. Hitler knows that he will have to break us in this island or lose the war. If we can stand up to him, then all of Europe may be free, and the world can move forward into broad, sunlit uplands. But if we fail, then the whole world, including the United States, including all that we have known and cared for, will sink into the abyss of a new dark age, made more sinister and more protracted by the lights of perverted science. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duties, so bear ourselves, the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years. Men will still say this was their finest hour. Advance Britannia, long live the cause of freedom, and God bless you all. Thank you.